Welcome to Soul Tears, a podcast featuring moments that move your deepest self to take action. It's a place where guests share emotionally charged aha moments. While guests share these powerful stories, we all learn a little along the way. Let's go. Welcome back to Soul Tears. My name is Sean Bloch, and thank you for joining us today. I'm going to do something a little different in this episode. I'm going to talk about a little mini Soul Tears moment I had today and talk about how it relates to mindfulness. Now, as you know on this show, we talk about those moments, those aha moments that really have a big impact, a transformational moment, impact on your life. But today, I had a mini one of those. And it all had to do with an experience getting a dental cleaning. Yes, a dental cleaning. So I've been going to this dentist for a few years, and the last few years they've encouraged me, to floss more, brush more, all that kind of stuff. And I've kind of been holding steady. My gums have been kind of holding steady, doing okay. So I'll go and get a report, and it's like, yeah, you're doing pretty good. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep flossing, keep brushing, doing all that stuff. And I had that same experience about 6 months ago. So when I went to my appointment today, I wasn't expecting anything major. Now, I did go in because I had a little bit of a chipped tooth. So I knew that was something that I had to talk to the dentist about. But other than that, for the cleaning, I expected just a routine cleaning, and I, chat with the dental hygienist and do what I had to do and be on my way. But things weren't exactly like that today. As I'm sitting in the chair, the dental assistant was like looking at my mouth and asking questions like, what's going on? Oh my God, you really been biting through you've been overbiting, you've been clenching. What have you been doing? Your teeth just look really bad. I don't know if she said bad, but it wasn't positive. And I know I have a overbite and grinding issues, and I wear a night guard and all that. So I kind of know that I have some things that I'm kind of, balancing and managing over time. And at some point, I'm probably going to need some major work. But her attitude was so negative. And as I'm sitting there, and you can't answer, I'm kind of just nodding or shaking my head, and just we weren't in sync. I wasn't opening wide enough. My mouth, I wasn't turning the right way. It felt like I was bugging her. And she certainly was bugging me, because as she's going, she's just making negative comments about my oral hygiene. And yeah, maybe I need some improvement, but it just felt so aggravating. And at one point, she looks at her records and goes, I don't know who did your last exam, but this was all wrong. And they're referring to my last cleaning. Your numbers are just way off. And, I'm going to have to tell the dentist and all this stuff. Again, she's probably just doing her job, but it was just a very negative experience. She called in one of her colleagues, and she was reading off all the numbers. I don't know if you ever had that done, where they read numbers. They say 1, 3, 5, 6, whatever my numbers were. She was reading it. They were bad, and she was emphasizing that. Oh my God, you should. Oh my God, a 6, a 5, oh, a 4. Oh, that's not good. And it just went on and on. And in my head, I felt like she was out to get me. Right? There was no pleasantness. There was no good news. There was nothing. And so that went on and on and on. And finally, the dentist came in, and I like this dentist. He's a great guy. And, we talked about, I'm going to have to fix a tooth. Great. But again, her report to him was so negative, and I don't know who did his last exam, but it's just bad. And then, it was just bad news after bad news after bad news. The meeting is about to end. She goes, I need you to schedule a deep cleaning. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And I'm sorry. She goes, I'm sorry for giving you bad news. And I was so angry, and I don't usually get angry, but I was so angry. She goes, I'm sorry to give you bad news. I hope you understand. I said, no, I don't understand. And I went off in a polite way, but I was angry. I was like, the last time they said I was fine, and you come in and you totally reversed that, and you made me feel like crap. And, and I was so angry and visibly angry. And let me tell you what's happened in the past. From that moment on, I start going crazy in my head. Oh my God, my teeth are bad. That means it's going to cost me a lot of money. My life is bad. Everything's out of control. Everything's getting bad. It could have literally ruined the next couple days. Literally just being aggravated and angry and frustrated. And so when I left that office, I was still aggravated. But as I'm kind of walking down the hall, it just kind of came to me. I said, Sean, you're just feeling really angry right now. You're feeling upset. And I just kind of let that anger, I felt that anger. And under my breath, as I was walking down the hall, I was going, fuck. I was just kind of cursing in my head. But then I just kind of like thought about it, and I just was mindful that I was angry. And I go, wow, Sean, you're really angry right now. That's really, that's interesting. And I was observing it, and I was just looking at it. And this is something that's different for me now than in the past. Instead of getting all angry and overreacting and losing it and just having a horrible rest of my day or days or whatever, this time I just kind of like, took a deep breath and just said, okay, you're really angry. Yes, you got some bad news today. Yes, the lady wasn't the nicest to you today, but she's probably just doing her job. She has nothing personal against you. She's just doing what she has to do. And I just had this kind of a little sense of calm. And then I got that little chill of a moment. And it's not exactly what a soul tears moment is, but it's that kind of like happy chill you get when you realize that you learned something, or something, you felt something positive, or you felt a sense of pride, or something, something that it just felt good. And that's exactly what happened. I realized, wow, I'm smiling right now. It's okay. I got some bad news, and I'm quote unquote in air quotes here, because really there's a lot worse things that can happen. And it taught me what I've been kind of learning for my better mental health and wealth over the last, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, when I got finally introduced to the term mindfulness and just being aware of what's happening instead of reacting. I know I've had a couple guests that have talked about how that has kind of transformed them and changed them. And I just wanted to say how I use mindfulness and how it's helping me be mentally healthier. And that is to observe more and to see what's happening, let it and feel it in your body. Like I felt it today. I felt that anger. I felt that tightness. I felt, if I could have easily gone off on somebody, and I almost did today because I was so mad, but I was able to catch it, and I just let it kind of come over me, just felt the anger, felt the frustration, and I just kind of went from there. And that skill is not something that's come easy. It's something that's taken a lot of time. Last week I was really sick. I had the flu, and I was feeling miserable. But at the same time, I was mindful, just trying to get through it, realizing how much it sucked, knowing that it's not going to suck forever, and somehow, you get through it. And that is how I have been able to improve slightly over the years, is just being more mindful. It's not exactly meditation for me, but it's a calmness, and it's an observation mode. It's like you're looking down at yourself and seeing that person, and it's you, and looking at yourself instead of totally going out of control, out of sync. How can you learn more about mindfulness? Well, there are several books. One of the books that I started with, if you want more of a read, like a more kind of not a clinical read, but like more of a treatment type thing, there's a book called The Mindfulness Way Out of Depression by Jon Kabat-Zinn. And it takes you through, it has a CD. Oh, well, it did it years ago when I took it, but it goes through different types of meditations that help you focus on mindfulness. One of them is a body scan, and you can look up body scan meditations all over the place, including on the Insight Timer, one of the things I use. But remember, specifically, you just kind of observe your body, and you go through your whole body and kind of just see what's going on with yourself. And you can just practice that skill of observing. So that's what I wanted to share today on this mini episode. Talk a little bit about how I use mindfulness in reality and real life today at a dental appointment of all things, and how that helped. So thank you so much for sharing some time with us. You can catch up on other episodes right here on Soul Tears. And until next time, remember, if you can change one person, you can change the world. We'll see you next time. Thanks for spending time with us today. You can connect with us on Instagram at Sean Steve Bloch, and that's Bloch with an H. And as always, if you can change one person, you can change the world. We'll see you next time.